Welcome back to 20 Car Introduction, a metaphysical invitation into motion and myth. There are moments in automotive history when machines evolve beyond their mechanical essence and enter the realm of myth. The 2026 Chevrolet Corvette C10 Unofficial concept is one such miracle, not merely a car, but a sculpture in motion, a rebellion in steel, and an ode to the future written with octane, pixels, and soul. It's the kind of machine that doesn't just take you from place to place, it transfigures you. A phoenix of performance, arising from the legends of C1 to C9, now reborn as a digital deity. In this unofficial glimpse into the next evolution of America's most iconic sports car, we're not just talking spoilers and horsepower. We're talking about design philosophy inspired by tension and tranquility, about a chassis that sings and a powertrain that philosophizes in thunder. This isn't just a car, it's a reflection of dreams wrapped in carbon fiber and defiance. So buckle in, not for a drive, but for an odyssey. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the 2026 Chevrolet Corvette C10 Unofficial concept. Exterior design review, the art of disruption. A new design language forged in fire. If Da Vinci had engineered machines instead of painting masterpieces, he may have drafted the blueprint for the Corvette C10. This car doesn't follow modern design, it challenges it. It's the creative fusion of a jet fighter's aerodynamics, a panther's poise, and the ancestral muscle of a classic American hot rod. Bold geometry meets fluid sculpture. The C10 abandons the sleek, rounded C8 approach for something bolder and more angular, yet hauntingly fluid. Think razor-thin matrix laser headlights that slice through darkness like thought cuts through doubt. A front fascia adorned with active carbon gills that pulse with life, breathing with your speed. The hood? Long, low, and creased like the brow of a warrior. And the side profile, oh, the side, channels the spirit of the C2 Stingray, resurrected through 3D printed aluminum filaments. It's as if Chevrolet asked, what would the car of 2076 look like if it were born in 2026? Rear design, where power sleeps. The rear is sculpted like a thunder god's throne. 4 stacked hexagonal exhausts erupt through a blacked-out valance, while LED light strips stretch across the spoiler like the pulse of a beating heart. A retractable aerodynamic wing, adaptive in real time, responds to each bend, burst, and breeze. Even the taillights are layered with intelligent microfins, part lighting tech, part visual poetry. Interior design review, a cockpit for the philosopher driver. Dual-world ergonomics. Step inside, and reality shifts. The Corvette C10's interior is not merely a cabin, it's an interface between driver and destiny. Picture 2 realms, one analog, grounded in heritage, stitched leather, aluminum toggles, exposed bolts, and the other digital, floating holographic controls, voice-responsive surfaces, and an AI-powered driver assistant named Nova. Nova doesn't just tell you your RPM, it calculates the metaphysics of your drive. It adapts your suspension based on mood, location, and musical selection. A Nietzschean driving assistant, if you will. Materials that think. Chevrolet's designers, in this unofficial concept rendering, have reportedly explored neuro-reactive polymers, fabrics that adjust firmness and temperature depending on your body tension. The bucket seats are carbon-cradled, with heat-mapping lumbar adjustments guided by AI. And the dashboard? A full-wrap curved OLED panel that morphs depending on your driving mode, ether, pulse, vortex, or trackstorm. Space and luxury. Despite its coupe nature, the Corvette C10 boasts surprising space, thanks to modular design principles. Storage units adapt in shape. Cup holders rotate to match hand angle. Even the roofliner uses embedded acoustic foam that changes tone based on ambient sound. Is it luxury? Is it sport? Is it science fiction? Yes, yes, and absolutely. Technical specifications review, numbers, meet insanity. This is where fantasy collides with feasibility. The 2026 Chevrolet Corvette C10 Unofficial concept, as envisioned by cutting-edge render artists and speculative insiders, proposes a fusion of electric torque and combustion fury. Powertrain, twin-hearted beast. Primary engine, 5.5 liters twin-turbo V8, based on LT6. Electric boost unit, dual front axle motors, each 175 kilowatts. Combined output, estimated 985 horsepower. Torque, 1,150 Newton-meters, electronically distributed. This dual drivetrain system not only catapults the C10 into hypercar territory, it also enables silent TV-only cruise modes through city streets, stealth mode for those who like to appear suddenly. Transmission and drivetrain. Transmission, 10-speed electro-hydraulic dual clutch. Drivetrain, EAWD, electric all-wheel drive with torque vectoring. Differential, rear LST with a learn drift control. The handling isn't just tight, it's intelligent. Sensors across 160 zones communicate through a liquid-cooled neural hub to adjust traction, camber, and damping in milliseconds. Cooling and aerodynamics. Forget radiators. The C10 features nano-coolant atomization ports and adaptive heatsink fins that deploy only under thermal load. The car breathes like a living creature, exhaling excess energy with surgical precision. Fuel consumption, where efficiency and fury dance. In an era of eco-consciousness, the C10 makes no apologies, but it does offer options. City driving, hybrid mode. Average consumption, 5.8 liters 100 kilometers, EV plus hybrid blend. EV range, battery only, 68 kilometers. Highway driving, full performance mode. Consumption, 12.4 liters 100 kilometers. Total range, hybrid tank plus electric, 900 kilometers. Through intelligent power blending, the car learns your habits. If you're aggressive Monday to Friday but tranquil on weekends, the system adapts fuel mapping accordingly. 0 to 100 kilometers height acceleration review, speed redefined. Let's make it simple, the 2026 Corvette C10 concept isn't fast. It's reality warping. 0 to 100 kilometers height, launch control, 2.2 seconds. 0 to 200 kilometers height, 6.7 seconds. Top speed, governor limited, 360 kilometers height. Unrestricted top speed, estimated over 400 kilometers height. With a launch algorithm adapted from Corvette's racing telemetry, the C10 calculates grip levels per millisecond. It doesn't launch, it teleports. Buyer age range analysis, who is the C10 for? Here's where it gets poetic. The Corvette C10 doesn't appeal to an age, it appeals to a state of mind. Primary buyer age group, 34-49. Secondary enthusiast range, 18-29. Aspirational. Investor demographic, 55-68. Collector interest. It's a machine for entrepreneurial disruptors, late-life dreamers, and digital-age philosophers alike. Whether you're exiting your tech startup or entering your midlife crisis, the C10 whispers, you're not too late to feel alive. Comparison with competitors and other cars, a titan among shadows. In the world of elite supercars, comparisons are inevitable. But what happens when a car refuses to be categorized? When the 2026 Corvette C10 enters the arena, the familiar gladiators tremble, not from fear, but from awe. Let's draw the circle wider and pit it against the greats. Lamborghini Revuelto. Power, 1001 horsepower, hybrid V12. 0-100 kilometers height, 2.5 seconds. Top speed, 350 kilometers height. Price, $600,000 plus. Verdict. The Revuelto might have the flair, the name, the Italian charm. But the C10 answers with intelligence, torque, and a price tag nearly half as much. Delivering similar performance and more daily usability. Where the Lambo screams, the C10 calculates. One is theater, the other is symphony. Ferrari SF90 Stradale. Power, 986 horsepower, plug-in hybrid V8. 0-100 kilometers height, 2.5 seconds. Top speed, 340 kilometers height. Price, $530,000 plus. Verdict. Ferrari's engineering is artful and elegant, no doubt. But the C10, unofficial though it may be, manages to inject more raw character while maintaining the same tech precision. And again, the Corvette undercuts Ferrari by hundreds of thousands, which can't be ignored. Tesla Roadster 2.0, if it ever arrives. Power, over 1000 horsepower, electric. 0-100 kilometers height, claimed 1.9 seconds. Top speed, 400 plus km/h. Price, $250,000. Verdict. Yes, the Tesla may have a quicker sprint, on paper. But where the Roadster lacks his soul. but identity and ideology. Resale prediction, unofficial. With limited units, collector interest, and futuristic tech, early buyers can expect 20–35% appreciation in the first 5 years if the production run is small or special edition. After sales service evaluation, the unknown horizon. Given its unofficial nature, after-sales support is speculative. But if based on GM's current Corvette infrastructure, expect dedicated service tiers. R Maintenance Assist, view repairs through an app. Corvette Concierge Service for elite buyers. Battery EV component warranty up to 8 years. Innovation worth noting. Whispers in engineering circles say GM is testing remote predictive maintenance AI for the C10, anticipating where before it happens. Maintenance cost review, exotic yet attainable. Estimated annual maintenance costs, assuming factory build. Battery conditioning, $200 year. Oil and fluids, hybrid V8, $800 year. Tire wear, performance, $1,200 year. Brake service, regenerative plus carbon, $1,500, $2,000 every 3 years. While higher than a regular car, these numbers are modest compared to a Ferrari or Lambo. Car insurance cost analysis, expect premium, not punishment. Insuring a nearly 1,000 horsepower hybrid Corvette will not be cheap, but again, still accessible compared to the Euro Elite. Estimated annual premium, USA, $3,500, $6,200. Based on, age 35, 50, clean record, secure garage. Comparison, Ferrari SF90 typically exceeds $9,000 plus. Insurance agents will likely consider this a tech exotic tier, which may get discounted through future GM incentives or fleet partnerships. Conclusion, a machine that transcends metal and time. To call the 2026 Chevrolet Corvette C10 Unofficial concept a car is to misunderstand its purpose. This vehicle is not merely a transportation device. It's a rebellion against the stale. A rebellion against the dull repetition of design cycles. It is America's most daring automotive brand looking itself in the mirror, stripping away ego and nostalgia, and saying, let's build a miracle. The C10 does not beg to be loved. It doesn't care for comparisons or critics. It was conceived, according to enthusiasts and speculative designers, as a philosophical answer to the electric era, one that doesn't give up the soul of combustion, but instead fuses it with the silence of progress. In the C10, the roar of the V8 isn't cancelled by battery motors. It is enhanced, transformed into poetry through integration. And the cockpit? A shrine to the idea that driving should never become obsolete. Final verdict, why the C10 may change automotive history. So let us ask, why does this car matter? Why does a fictional, speculative, beautiful monster of a Corvette deserve 12,000 words of praise? Because greatness begins in imagination. Because concepts drive culture. And culture drives innovation. If brands are brave enough to listen to the dreams of their fans, this C10 might just become reality, or something even better. Even in its unofficial concept form, the C10 raises a mirror to the automotive industry and asks the question, why should the future be boring? It challenges the greenwashing of electric vehicles, the sameness of luxury brands, the clinical nature of autonomous transport. It says, instead, let it roar. Let it learn. Let it inspire. In a world where most cars try not to offend, the C10 offends mediocrity. Who is this car truly for? Forget demographics. Forget spreadsheets. This car is not for those who need transportation, it is for those who crave transcendence. It is for the dreamer who grew up watching Le Mans under the covers, the engineer who sketches on napkins during lunch, the artist who sees headlights as brushstrokes, the collector who believes that machines carry meaning, and the everyday driver who wants to feel alive again. Why it matters in the era of electrification. As we stare down a decade where EVs will dominate, silence will reign, and every car will begin to look the same, the Corvette C10 proposes something radical. A future where emotion is not sacrificed for sustainability. where driving is not replaced by riding. Where design tells stories, not just aerodynamics. The C10 Unofficial concept says that hybrid hypercars can still feel raw, spiritual, and human. It proves that the American supercar spirit is not only alive, it's evolving, rapidly, beautifully. A literary close, what the C10 represents. To close this section, allow us to borrow from literature. And the machine spoke not in words, but in thunder, not in logic, but in lust. Anonymous Gearhead Poet. The 2026 Chevrolet Corvette C10 is a thunderous poem. A requiem for complacency. A sonnet for velocity. It is the end of repetition, and the beginning of revelation. Summary table, key specs at a glance. Feature details. Powertrain twin-turbo V8 plus dual-front EV motors. Combined power 985 horsepower. 0-100 km height 2.2 seconds. Top speed 360 km height, governed, 400 plus km/h, est. Estimated price $185,000, $220,000. Driving modes Ether, Pulse, Vortex, Trackstorm. EV range 68 km, urban. Warranty, expected, 8 years EV 5 years drivetrain. Buyer target 34-49 primary, collectors 55 plus. Competitors Ferrari SF90, Lambo Revuelto, Tesla Roadster. Notable tech adaptive AI drive, neuroreactive cabin materials. Real-world daily usability, can you live with a legend? A 985 horsepower hybrid supercar with fighter jet aerodynamics and an AI-driven cockpit sounds incredible on paper, but what happens when it's Monday morning, and you just need to get to work? Surprisingly, the 2026 Corvette C10, as imagined, doesn't shy away from daily life. In fact, it embraces it, adapting and evolving with the user. Comfort for commutes. Even in ether mode, the C10 feels intuitive and composed. The V8 shuts down. The dual-front electric motors silently propel the vehicle, like a panther walking in velvet shoes. You can cruise in rush hour traffic without attracting negative attention, or let Nova, the built-in AI assistant, automatically adjust ride height for speed bumps and parking garage ramps. Special features for daily use. Stealth mode activation timer. Program the car to remain electric only between certain hours, like early morning, to keep neighbors happy. Self-adaptive suspension. If you take the same route daily, the car learns where your streets dip, crack, or rise, and adjusts accordingly. Climate bubble zones. Heating and cooling is targeted, using infrared sensors to customize temperature around each passenger's body rather than the whole cabin. Energy efficient and comfortable. Parking and practicality. Length, approximately 4,650 mm, 183 inches. Width with mirrors, 2,030 mm, 80 inches. Turning radius, 5.5 meters. Storage volume, 200 liters rear bay plus 120 liters frunk. Thanks to its active rear wheel steering, a rumored GM innovation from Corvette Rand, the C10 can pivot more tightly than most sports sedans. Street parking? Doable. Garage fit? Tight, but possible. Bonus, a transparent car view lets you see under the car in augmented reality when squeezing into tough spots, using cameras, radar, and 3D projection. EV integration in the real world. The C10 Unofficial concept assumes an advanced hybrid platform. The dual-motor EV setup is powered by a solid-state 90 kWh battery with 800 volts architecture, which enables the following. DC fast charging, 80%, under 15 minutes. Home charging, level 2, 100% overnight, 6-8 hours. Bidirectional charging support, power your home or office during outages. The car can preheat or pre-cool itself before you enter. It can be synced with Google Home or Apple HomeKit to turn on your lights, unlock doors, or start your espresso machine when you're 100 meters away. Urban and rural driving, dual world dominance. The C10's versatility is its secret superpower. It's engineered to conquer both the chaos of cities and the poetry of open roads. Urban experience. The EV mode makes the car stealthy and emission-free. You'll pass cyclists without spooking them and pull up to valet stands without exhaust heat searing their socks. Our powered windshield HUD lets you see navigation instructions directly in your field of view. Arrows float above turns, street names hover over signs. Plus, the AI assistant Nova can reserve EV charging spots ahead of time using cloud-based parking integrations. Rural and highway driving. Leave the city, switch to pulse mode, and unleash the full harmony of V8 and electric motors. Every twist in a country road is an invitation to dance. Torque vectoring on dirt roads. If the asphalt ends, fear not. The C10 balances grip automatically, predicting surface changes via satellite terrain data. Follow me headlights. In rural blackouts, the car deploys rear spotlights for tailing vehicles, an elegant safety feature for group drives. In Trackstorm mode, the aerodynamics adjusts so aggressively that you can feel the car sink, like it's trying to weld itself to the road with gravity alone. Holographic UI and adaptive comfort testing. The future has a dashboard. What happens when your car's controls aren't buttons or screens, but light? That's the idea behind the C10's rumored Holo Command UX, a gesture and voice-controlled holographic interface integrated into the dash. Holo Command highlights. Volume and climate control. Move your fingers mid-air to increase volume or adjust cabin zones. No need to touch anything. Gesture navigation. Swipe left in mid-air to switch drive modes. Draw a circle to activate performance telemetry. Mood-based UI skins. Nova learns your tone of voice and adjusts sliding, music tempo, and seat posture to suit your emotional state. Imagine being stressed after work, muttering "I need calm." The system dims the lights, plays ambient jazz, and reclines your seat 4 degrees, without you touching a single control. Adaptive seating and comfort. No more one-size-fits-all interiors. The C10 uses biometric seat sensors to shape cushions around your back curvature, height, and weight in real time. Comfort levels adapt based on body fatigue detection, monitored through heartbeat variability, external temperature and humidity. Driving style. Calm equals more softness, aggressive equals firm bolstering. It's luxury from the future, designed by data, delivered with dignity. Community reaction, viral fame, and cultural impact. In the age of TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, the C10 didn't even need a press release, it needed only a whisper. Social media explosions. Unofficial digital renders and leaks of the C10 have already triggered millions of views across automotive forums and influencer accounts. Hashtags like #Corvette10, #NextGenVet, and #ElectricBeast have trended in multiple countries, fueled by speculative prototype footage, possibly CGI-enhanced AI-generated sounds of its V8 hybrid startup. Imagine cinematic teasers that fans themselves create with drone shots and dramatic music. Fan-based demographics. The Corvette fan community has broadened dramatically in anticipation of the C10. Once thought to be the domain of middle-aged collectors, today's C10 buzz includes digital artists creating their own color schemes, YouTubers simulating races between the C10 and everything from Bugattis to cyberpunk tanks, TikTok users building 3D printed mini C10s for RC races. A machine that once defined old-school muscle has now become a Gen Z design icon. What are people saying? Looks like Iron Man's weekend ride. Instagram comment, April 2025. If Chevy builds this, I'll sell my Lambo tomorrow. Reddit user at Z06Envy. It's like my childhood Hot Wheels came alive. TikTok car creator at Pixel Driver. Brand implication, the rise of Corvette as a sub-brand? Insiders speculate that Chevrolet may spin off Corvette as its own brand, much like Polestar, Volvo, or Genesis, Hyundai. If the C10 becomes a halo car for this future lineup, expect EV first design studios under the Corvette name. Global expansion into high-performance luxury. Subscription-based access to Corvette tech across other GM cars. The C10, then, isn't just a car. It's a launchpad. Summary. Section Key Insight. Daily usability, seamless integration with normal life, high comfort. EV charging fast, smart, and bidirectional. Holo UI Minority Report meets motorsport. Rural-urban handles both like a shapeshifter. Comfort tech adjusts seats, temp, and lighting based on emotion. Community response viral, passionate, and multi-generational. Future brand Corvette poised to become a tech luxury line. Hidden design Easter eggs, a tribute to legacy and vision. What makes a design truly special? Often, it's not just the bold lines or power curves, it's the hidden symbols, the subtle nods, the Easter eggs that make the soul of a car whisper instead of shout. The C10 Unofficial concept isn't just forward-looking. It is layered with echoes of Corvette's past, expertly woven into its futuristic architecture. 1. Stingray-inspired side vent contours. Look closely at the air inlets behind the front wheels. Their shape is a deliberate homage to the 1963 C2 Stingray split-window coupe, evoking the muscular gill lines that once defined an era. The modern version? They're active arrow blades, but the shape is pure nostalgia. 2. C1 DNA traced in tail lights. The taillight design may appear sleek and modern at first glance, but notice the double arch signature. It mimics the rounded rear deck of the original 1953 C1, rendered in modern LED geometry. It's Corvette's very first heartbeat, now reborn in red crystallite. 3. Startup sound inspired by C6 C06. Start the C10 in pulse mode, and the growl you hear isn't random. It's a digitally enriched version of the 7.0-liter LS7's cold start sequence from the legendary C6 C06. Designed to stir the hearts of longtime Vette fans. 4. Console race mode dial, engraved years of all generations. Rotate the drive mode selector and you'll notice the dial edge is inscribed with the years of every Corvette generation. 1953, 1963, 1984, 2005, 2019, 2026. A timeline on your fingertips. A legacy in motion. 5. Hidden QR portals, our Corvette history. Rumored to be part of the infotainment system. Scanning certain logos or emblems inside the cabin using the Corvette C10 app unlocks augmented reality chapters of Corvette's history, including virtual recreations of the C2 assembly line or holographic interviews with legendary Corvette engineers. Corvette's legacy timeline, how we got here. Before the C10 could exist, even unofficially, the Corvette brand had to undergo 10 metamorphoses. Let's walk the winding road that led to this apex. 1953. 1962, C1, the American dream is born. A fiberglass body. Inline 6. White paint, red interior. The C1 was America's response to European roadsters, a declaration that style and freedom could come from Detroit. It wasn't perfect, but it was romantic. 1963, 1967, C2, the Stingray awakens. Split windows. Razor-sharp lines. True sports car handling. The C2 redefined Corvette's identity. It was no longer just beautiful, it was dangerous. Iconic. 1968, 1982, C3, the muscle era and beyond. The Corvette grows bold. Chrome bumpers vanish. Curves become seductive. Engines swell. It's the age of horsepower and disco, of rebellion and excess. The C3 becomes an American sex symbol. 1984, 1996, C4, aerodynamics and electronic evolution. Square, sharp, and lean. The C4 ditches curves for wind tunnel logic. Digital dashboards arrive. Corvette enters the computer age. 1997, 2004, C5, modern Vette DNA solidifies. An all-new platform. Hydroformed chassis. Rear transaxle layout. Corvette becomes serious again. Both track-worthy and comfortable. 2005, 2013, C6, the birth of the Z06 legend. The Corvette grows mature and muscular. Z06 and ZR1 take it to supercar heights, humbling Ferraris and Porsches at half the price. 2014, 2019, C7, bold, brutal, refined. Sharper, meaner, smarter. The C7 is the culmination of old-school Corvette muscle and new-age performance. It becomes a world-class icon, especially in grand sport form. 2020, 2024, C8, mid-engine reinvention. The engine moves to the middle. The supercar leap finally arrives. The C8 shocks the world, and resets the Corvette philosophy. Power, price, and poise in a brand new silhouette. 2025, 2026, C9 C10, hybrid, holographic, human. With the C10, Corvette dares to merge emotion with electricity. Hybrid power meets human-centric tech. The 2026 Corvette C10 Unofficial concept is more than a vision of a car, it's a vision for automotive culture. Sustainability without silence. The C10 proves that we can embrace eco-consciousness without killing joy. Unlike fully silent EVs, it retains an internal combustion soul that delivers sound, vibration, ritual. The hybrid format offers a third path, one of balance, not binary. Tech that feels personal. Corvette is showing that high-tech doesn't have to be cold. The C10's AI assistant, mood sensors, and adaptive seating aren't just fancy gadgets, they are empathy engines, designed to make the machine feel like an extension of the driver. This could inspire a future where cars respond emotionally to humans, not the other way around. Customization as storytelling. Instead of just offering paint colors and wheel sizes, the C10's speculative design includes personality packs, voice-activated themes, owner-programmed driving profiles. In a world where individuality is king, the C10 could redefine how we see vehicle identity. Gamification and VR simulation. Another rumored feature is Corvette's Sim Cloud, a cloud-connected simulator that lets you practice track driving at home, download others' lap data. And even overlay a real-time ghost while driving the actual car. This kind of gamification could explode in popularity, making driver education fun, safe, and addictive. Philosophical closing essay, the machine is a mirror. In the end, the 2026 Corvette C10 isn't just a piece of automotive engineering. It is a mirror for who we are as drivers, as designers, as dreamers. It asks, can machines evolve with us, emotionally? Can sustainability be poetic? Can speed still thrill in a world of silence? And above all, can a car still make us feel human? Because that's what this is really about. Not just RPMs and aerodynamics, but connection. Between flesh and metal, past and future, art and velocity. The C10 is not a destination. It's a question. And how we answer it will define the next century of mobility. Ultra-detailed 360-degree summary, bullet format. Let's wrap everything up with a comprehensive, no-fluff breakdown for easy reference. Exterior design highlights. Sculpted like a jet-inspired panther on electricity. Active aero fins blend C2 Stingray references with cyberpunk lines. Carbon fiber paneling with OLED embedded lighting effects. Adaptive matte to gloss paint. Shifts sheen in weather conditions. Floating rear diffuser. Generates up to 600 kilograms downforce at 300 kilometers height. Interior innovation. Biometric responsive cockpit. Adjusts ergonomics in real time. Gesture-based holo command UI with virtual controls. Transparent, floating digital dash with R overlays. Climate bubble tech for personalized air zones. Vegan leather plus carbon hemp fabric blend for sustainable luxury. Performance and powertrain. Twin turbocharged 5.5 liters V8 plus dual front electric motors. Combined output, 985 horsepower, 0-100 kilometers height in 2.2 seconds. AWD with torque vectoring. Estimated top speed, 360 kilometers height, limited, 400 plus km/h potential. 4 drive modes, Ether, Pulse, Vortex, Trackstorm. Technology. AI Assistant Nova with emotional tone detection. Wireless over-the-air updates for every system. Smart terrain prediction for rural off-road capability. Full track simulation sync, SimCloud. Multi-zone R navigation plus rear-view mirrors as camera-fed displays. Daily usability. EV-only range, 68 kilometers for urban use. Self-adjusting ride height and suspension. Garage mode AI for tight space maneuvering. Fast charge, 80% in under 15 minutes. Total luggage volume, 320 liters, combined front plus rear. Target buyer. Age 34, 49 primary. Collectors age 55 plus secondary. Appeals to hybrid tech enthusiasts, style-forward execs, and racing lovers. Crosses generational lines via online hype and design charisma. Estimated price: $185,000, $220,000 US. Unofficial. Priced far below comparable hyper hybrids from Europe. Potential for resale appreciation, limited production anticipated. Ownership cost. Maintenance, $1,500, $2,000 annually. Insurance, $3,500, $6,200 year, based on U.S. averages. EV system warranty, estimated 8 years 160,000 kilometers. Final pros and cons table. Pros cons. Groundbreaking hybrid performance unofficial concept, no production guarantee. Mind-bending design with emotional legacy complex deck may intimidate purists. Usable daily with stealth EV mode potential weight penalty from hybrid setup. AI cockpit feels intuitive, futuristic high insurance for younger drivers. Extraordinary value for hypercar performance maintenance could be costly post-warranty.